Water is life. Most people are unaware that our bodies are over 70% water. Water regulates all of our bodily functions. It helps transport nutrients, metabolize body fat, aids in digestion, maintains body temperature, lubricates and cushions organs, and flushes excess toxins, regenerating your cells. Quality water is essential to healthy living. We cook with water, prepare our baby's formula with water, we bathe in water, and when we're thirsty, there's nothing more refreshing than a cool, crisp glass of water. The quality and quantity of the water we drink will have a major impact on our life. But do we really know what's in our water? Our water is millions of years old. In fact, it's the same water that's been constantly recycled since the beginning of time. The use of pesticides and herbicides, fertilizers, industrial solvents, fuel byproducts, and even prescription medications has become so excessive they are now commonly found in our groundwater supplies. Municipal water treatment plants are forced to add additional chemicals, including chlorine, chloramines, ammonia, and fluoride. According to the U.S. Council on Environmental Quality, cancer risk among people drinking chlorinated water is 93% higher than those whose water does not contain chlorine. Chlorine may form potentially harmful chemical byproducts called trihalomethanes or THMs, such as fluoroform or chloroform. Scientists suspect that trihalomethanes in drinking water may cause thousands of cases of bladder cancer every year and have been linked to colon and rectal cancer, miscarriages, birth defects, and low birth weight. New scientific evidence indicates that showering in chlorinated water may be impacting people's health because the chemicals are easily inhaled and absorbed through the skin. After your water is processed at the treatment plant, it then flows through miles of pipes, some of which may be 40 to 80 years old, picking up even more chemicals, plus bacteria, viruses, sediment, heavy metals, and even lead. In fact, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services labels lead as the #1 environmental health threat to our children. Lead in drinking water can result in delays in physical and mental development, along with deficits in attention span and learning abilities. According to the EPA, there is no safe level of lead in drinking water, yet it is found in nearly every water supply. Serious problems arise when sewage pipes break, cross-contaminating our fresh water supply, prompting boil water alerts, and each year over 1 million people become ill because they didn't find out in time. The fact is, water contamination has become a major worldwide concern. Bottled water is a common alternative but can be very expensive. Plus, the freshness and purity are often questionable. Based on a 4-year study of over 100 brands of bottled water, the National Resources Defense Council reported that 1/3 of the brands tested had levels of bacteria or carcinogens that exceeded purity guidelines. Plus, over 50 million bottles are disposed of daily in the U.S. alone, causing a serious environmental impact for generations to come. Reverse osmosis is effective at removing contaminants, but it also removes healthy minerals, requires expensive maintenance, is wasteful, inconvenient, and only provides a small amount of water. Another option is distilled water. However, it's expensive and the distillation process removes all the healthful minerals, giving it a bland, flat taste. Water softeners don't remove chemicals, bacteria, or cysts, but do remove healthful minerals. Plus, they're high maintenance and require salt. Another alternative could be the assortment of inefficient carbon filters which have become available in recent years. They reduce some odor, color, and bad taste, but can become a breeding ground for dangerous bacteria or parasites.
We love our pets and we treat them like one of the family. The Humane Society estimates that there are over 78 million owned dogs and 86 million owned cats in the U.S. alone. It's been shown that drinking alkaline, ionized Kangen water is beneficial for hydration and health. In the next few minutes, you'll discover how Kangen water can be beneficial to your pets and animals too. Pets love it. Vets love it. Kangen water. Dr. Tim Crow is a board-certified veterinary surgeon and critical care specialist with over 40 years of practice. He is Chief of Surgery and Critical Care at the Regional Institute for Veterinary Emergencies and Referrals in Chattanooga, Tennessee. He is an educational program specialist at the University of Georgia, training veterinarians in disaster medicine. And he's also been active as a volunteer firefighter and EMT for over 20 years and currently serves as a captain with Oconee County Fire Department Station 7 in Bogart, Georgia. Dr. Crow is also a fellow in the American College of Critical Care Medicine and a previous NIH Research Grant Award recipient. He is the inventor of over 50 procedures commonly used through the world, and he continues to publish, teach, and lecture extensively. He personally believes that Kangen water has helped him in his health, being a long-standing diabetic, and is the most important nutrient that both animals and humans can ingest that will make the most positive impact in their health.
When I first heard about Kangen water, it was through a friend, another veterinarian, and a chiropractor. And the chiropractor was so excited about this water. And I go, that's interesting. Didn't know much about water, except water is water, I thought. Here's a very learned man talking about something that he's very passionate about. And he said he's willing to give me some free water to try. And I go, okay, let's do that. And I had now started to get into opening up, for example, biophysics in the areas of medicine. That's just something that we didn't hear about when we were in veterinary school. We heard about the drugs, and of course we learned about surgery, and we learned about a lot of different things. But when it comes to nutrition or, fluids, water, it was just starting to really take off in the last few years. And so this just fit. I go, let me learn more about it, and let me try your water. And so I started using Kangen water, and I started drinking it, and it was more of a personal thing, where I was using it certainly before I started using it on any patients. I've been 45 years now a diabetic. And so I've got a lot of constant superoxide radicals being formed all the time in an inflammatory phase because of my diabetes. And so I went from drinking it to really studying it. And so here I am. I'm one of the older guys on the fire department. I come in one of the better scores in terms of being in shape. The thing that's changed with me is that I've been drinking the water solidly. Kangen water ought to be in every house, every family, every fire department. It should be in the military. It should be all over because it hydrates you so much better. Hydration is a big problem among pets today. I think it's probably one of the problems that we see is it's almost just like if the people have the problems, the pet have the problems. And so we see a lot of pets that would probably benefit and will drink more water when they have that water that actually tastes really good. A dog has 40,000 times the ability to smell than we do. 40,000 times. So they smell water. They smell the chlorine in the water in the tap water, for example. They go, do I really want to drink that water? Not until I'm really, really thirsty. And then, of course, when they look at the Kangen water, it has no chlorine and smell like that, and it goes down and they don't get a bloated feeling like that, they'll go ahead and drink the water more, and they'll become more hydrated. And these pets prefer the water over regular water. Try it. Put the water down, and just kind of let them drink. Find out which ones they drink. It's just that they're telling you that they're drinking the water, and there must be something about it. As a trauma surgeon, I spend a lot of time in an operating room. I spend a lot of time just on the floor. I may have, 110 hours in a week where I am immersed in it. That I'll just benefit first to tell you that I notice that if I'm not drinking the water, I'm kind of going like this. And if I start keeping drinking the water, this is a personal thing now, as a trauma surgeon, to keep me as healthy for me so that I can help my patients. It's one of the most important for me is the Kangen water. Every dog, when they're born, and they just live 1 month, that's like 1 year for us. So the next month is another year. So by the time you get a dog who's 2 years old, he's otherwise would be a 24-year-old man. And what if I told you that one of the most important things in the area of nutritional science is the new phenomena we're finding with water? And it's just not a simple water. This water, well, it's just water, but it's water that makes such a huge difference in your patient's general body physical chemistry. So here's a 13-year-old dog going on 14. And here I'm listening to her cardiovascular status right now. Heart tones are good, no murmurs. Fat is sort of an inflammatory, I'll call it a sink. It's where there is inflammatory cells that are involved with the fat, and the oxidative stress that occurs with animals as they get older, there's higher amounts of oxidative stress in patients that are overweight. So therefore, if you got a particularly tool like Kangen water that'll keep their energy up, that's going to also keep them more vibrant for many, many more years. And so I'm always pleased when I see an animal that has great hair coat, is a happy dog, and is at 13 going on 14 years old. So there's a tribute. I'm really excited about Kangen water from a professional standpoint. And the Kangen water really, it's a huge tool because she's made up of approximately 70% water. And the influence of the water that she has is influencing every one of her cells. And every one of those cells then depends on how much hydration it has. The electromagneticity that's going on within each cell. Everything that goes on within her is related to her body chemistries. So if I can make her healthy, and as a veterinarian, that's what I want, and this is one of the best tools that we have to help our patients be healthy. I want to pull out something I know is non-toxic, very important. Non-toxic, there's no side effects. You can put pretty much any drug you want, and there's side effects to the drug. Well, it just so happens that in this particular place, we're talking about water, for hydration. If they can hydrate themselves with something that's an alkaline environment, we have better mobility. We see a lot of patients as they get older, they're not quite as mobile. And your patients are going to tell you, you're feeling better. The owners are going to be ecstatic about how well their animals are doing. It's like Grace, who's got the 21-year-old cat. And she's just, I saw her the other night, she's just so happy. She ran to me and gave me a hug and says, and Milton's doing so good. He's like a 10-year-old. Of course, that's what it's all about. Pet owners, we know that if you can have them be healthy, that's what you want. And now you have a way of being able to produce an animal that's going to be more happy. Wags their tail even more. They've got such this atmosphere of love behind them. And if you can keep that going as many years as possible, and think of longevity. This is from the very smallest puppy all the way on up to the animals that, of course, are small, are getting older. And as that occurs, as that happens, you will notice that you're going to get them to be healthier, living longer, being happier, having less pain, being, again, hydrated. And I think that that's the bottom line, is you want them to be just as healthy as you can have them. And this is why the Kangen water will help you keep them that way. Your pets want you to try the water. They could speak, they'd say, try the water. I'm telling you, as a professional veterinarian, they're more healthy, they're more energy, they're vibrant, and try the water. And that's the bottom line. Get the Kangen water. Give it a try.
Hello, my name is Matthew Westerman, and I'd like to share a little information with you about something that's become a vital component of our yoga studio. I'll give you a brief overview of what this technology is and how you can find benefit for both your business and for your personal health.
Well, if you look at some of the studies done in Japan, you'll find that it's used in a lot of hospitals and other healthcare facilities. So there's got to be something to that, and it's made me feel better for sure.
How important is the quality of the services that you're offering your students? You put a lot of effort and energy into picking the flooring for your yoga room, your heat source, your air circulation system. You put a lot of effort and energy into picking the highest quality clothing and mats and towels and water bottles that you're going to provide them. So why wouldn't you put that much effort and energy into picking the highest quality water that's available? After all, in a given class, a student will lose between half a gallon and a gallon of fluid. Rehydrating them is vitally important. It's almost as important as teaching them a good class, because you want them to come back. You want them to feel good. You want them to feel that energized feeling, not depleted. One of the best ways to increase the number of students that is going to feel that energized feeling is by providing them with the highest quality water available.
I drink it daily. I can feel it's a lot more hydrating than regular water.
Hi, my name is Adi and I own Bikram Yoga Asheville. I've been practicing Bikram Yoga for over 10 years now, and what can I say about this water? It's changed my practice. When I first started practicing, no matter how many electrolytes, and I feel like I tried everything on the market to stay hydrated, teaching and practicing regularly, and I was never quite hydrated until I started drinking Kangen water. I found that with supplying the water, providing the water at the studio, I have students constantly coming and thanking me for providing for them outside of the yoga room as well as inside the yoga room. It's easy to give them the attention in class and feel like you're supporting them, but it's so hard when you're rushing around the lobby to give them what they need and the information. But I know that if they're simply going and getting that water and drinking it after class, they're going to come back and they're going to recover quicker. And even when they're taking class and they're drinking it in class, they're not feeling as nauseous, as full. It's really been a great addition to our studio.
So here's just a brief overview of just how this machine works. Water comes out of your tap, and the first stage is passing through a high-grade KDF carbon filter. Now this filter is going to remove 99.9% of the chlorine, lead, arsenic, other contaminants, fluoride that you don't want to be going into your drinking water. It lasts for 1,500 gallons. That's a lot of water. And then the water is going to pass through an electrolysis chamber where it's being exposed to electrically charged platinum-coated plates. Now that electric charge is what's responsible for the other three properties that this water is going to have. The first one being that there is a reduction in the number of water molecules that is coming out of the machine. That means that the water can penetrate your cell wall 5 times more effectively, eliminating that sloshing feeling that you get when you drink quantities of water, and it's able to flush toxins more quickly out of your system, as well as hydrate you more efficiently. The second being that it creates a hydroxyl ion. What that means is that it has an available electron similar to antioxidant foods, so it can neutralize free radicals that are coming into our bodies every day. The third being that it is increasing the pH simply by separating. So you've got acidic minerals coming out of the second tube and your alkaline minerals are staying in your drinking water, therefore giving you those vital alkaline minerals that you need every day. People talk about electrolytes and adding minerals. This machine is able to do that for you.